Yo, what's up guys? My name is Eli Wright and welcome to my show, Everybody Can Draw, But You and Me. Have you ever drawn somebody before and it's not that you don't like the person, but you're just so bad at drawing that when they see your drawing of them, they take offense? Well, today we're gonna try and fix that. With me today, I have Ryan Lederer, who is my model for this class. And today I will be teaching you how to draw a portrait of somebody. All you will need is a piece of paper and a pencil. Follow along with me. So the basics of drawing a portrait are just shapes. All you need for a head is a circle, a square, some more circles, some more squares. We're going to start by looking at our model and breaking down his face into different shapes. So if you see his face here, he's got a little bit of a rounder face, but we're going to take the top of his head, the hat, break it up into a little bit of a rectangle that goes up to a semicircle at the top. There's another semicircle for the brim, and then we want to bring his face down here, bringing in some more lines. It can be loose now, but just make sure that you're focusing on the shapes of the face. He's wearing glasses, so we'll want those. Drawing takes time, but if you have patience, you can learn. Something else to note is that when you are drawing, you want to be confident in each stroke that you do. But don't mark too harshly or too dark, because if you do, then you won't be able to go over it later with lines. There's something about the brain that you can have all these lines, but once you put in darker new lines, your brain ignores the old ones and it kind of just forgets about it. And here we're going to bring in his smile a little bit. Making sure that we keep everything nice and neat. You see how these glasses connect up top? They kind of come over and then come down. And then you're going to want to add in some different kinds of shading. There are a ton of different kinds of shading, but the style that I lean more towards is something called hatching, which is basically just lines. They could all be going in the same direction, or they could be going in 2 different directions or 3 different directions, whatever it is. But make sure that your lines follow the curves and the edges of what your person looks like in real life. So if I was going to draw my forehead here, I would want my lines to follow that kind of curve to show 3 dimensions. And if I don't, the image it'll look very flat, and it's just, you don't want that. It's just boring and lame. We're going to add in the eyes here. The eyes are, some people say it's like an almond shape. I don't really know about that. Eyes are interesting because they're not always even on both sides, but they're not the same. Because whether you're looking at a head-on view or a 3/4 view, they can change in their shape, and they can change in their length and the width. And you can't reference another eye to draw a new eye. So like, if I'm going to draw the left eye here, it's not going to be the same as the right eye. You just need to pay attention to that. Pay attention. Make sure that when you're looking at your subject, you're breaking everything down into shapes, and you're not just looking at them for what they are, but you're looking at each part of it as a line and how the lines interact with each other. Because if you're just looking at the subject just as a human, then your brain can't break it down into different shapes. Just touch this up a little bit here. And something about drawing is that you can adapt to things very quickly. You're going to have to learn to do that. Especially if you're drawing something that is moving. Obviously, today we're not drawing anything that's moving. It's staying the same because he's just sitting there. But if you're drawing like people walking down the street, you're going to have to learn how to draw very fast. And to draw very fast, you need to be able to break things down subconsciously in your brain. You don't have time to think about how everything actually looks, but you need to break things down into different shapes very, very quickly. Just adding more hatching as we go and getting more detailed. Bring out the shoulders a little bit, maybe add some more of his shirt. Add the shadow under his chin. And if you look at his hat here, it's got letters on the hat. I think it says... All right, guys, and just... I mean, that's it. Like, what more is there to say, guys? If you just keep trucking and keep learning, keep following these tutorials, follow every step that I have, you'll become a master. That's it today, guys. Make sure you join in next week on the second episode of Everybody Can Draw But You and Me, where we will be learning how to draw horses. Thank you. My name is Eli, and I'll see you next time.